Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
You're up. You're up. So it's got to be on this.
Just start talking.
Welcome to Walled Lake Central. We've got opening day on the prep. And Walled Lake Central and South Lyon East about to go at it. Chris Tandries, the first-year head coach, brings in the Cougars for their first game of the year. Walled Lake Central 0-3. Joey Yashinsky and Chad Bush with you. Joey, look, we've got a LVC battle today, first league game. What do we know about these two teams so far? Let's start first with the road team in South Lyon East.
Yeah, exciting anytime a coach is making his debut with a program as Chris Tandries is doing. Obviously a decorated player. The prep covered some of his heroics at Wayne State. So he's going to try and kind of get his culture going for the South Lyon East program. Had a tough loss last year to Howell in the districts, 14-16 last year. But, you know, he's got some talented guys. Will Noonan on the mound, a good hurler. So looking for big things from him in his first year.
Meanwhile, Walled Lake Central is coming back with 3 seniors with 3-year experience. They've got something they feel that's special as well. And they're at home, and they're looking to get their first win of the year.
Yeah, a lot of talent on that side as well. And in talking to Coach Tyler Troyer, he's really going to try and get chaos on the bases. 16 steals in a recent doubleheader over 2 games. So an exciting brand of ball to watch, especially in the cold weather, ball not traveling, use your speed.
We'll have both head coaches coming up next, both conversations, and then the first pitch from right here at Walled Lake Central on Oakley Park Drive. Back with more on the Preps coverage right after this.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores! Welcome back. We're here with the head coach for South Lyon East, Chris Tandries. His first year as the head coach, his first game as the head coach at South Lyon East. How do you feel?
I'm excited. I'm a little bit anxious. The first game jitters, but I'm really excited to watch our kids play. They've had a really good offseason, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do today. What's
Important in game one to talk to your kids about and that they do early on to help them win today?
I would say control their breathing. That's been a big thing for us. Don't get too excited about it. Like, we're obviously excited about playing baseball for the first time, but really just staying composed, under control. Control what we can control, which is our attitude and our effort.
You guys have a lot of strengths this year, starting behind home plate. Talk about having Saavedra back there in game one. You got to feel a little more secure with him.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden's basically like having another coach back there behind the plate. The way he blocks the ball, manages the run game. Like, it makes our job a lot easier as coaches.
All the best today and the rest of the year. We'll catch up with you afterwards.
Yep, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for having us. That's Chris Tandries getting his team ready. The first pitch is next right here on the Prep. Welcome back. Baseball on the Prep, long ball live, and we're here with Tyler Troyer in his third year, Walled Lake Central. Your home digs. You finally get to get home and get some baseball, and it's a league game today. You have to be excited to get one under your belt. Doubleheader, why not play 2?
Yeah, I mean, beautiful day. It's fun to finally get a pretty good day in April with all the rain and snow and things like that. And, you know, to start off league play at our home place against a great team. You know, funny enough, I was trying to get Coach Tandries over to coach with me for years. So, you know, he'll have him ready to go. So, beautiful day, and no better way to spend it than at our home field.
Yeah, both KLAA guys as well. A lot of ties. Let's talk about your team. I know you're excited. You've got a trio of seniors that you're going to lean upon, and some young guys to blend in, some juniors, sophomores, and even a freshman. Talk about the excitement level of your team.
Yeah, I mean, the energy is unmatched, you know. I mean, we got seniors, we got juniors, we got the whole spectrum, it seems like. You know, they just come in every day and work their butts off, and that's all you can ask. And they have fun while doing it. They're competing. We're only 14 deep, but, I mean, we don't make excuses. So, I mean, they're doing their dang best. And, you know, we're a young team. We're a little inexperienced here and there, so it's going to be some growing pains. But, I mean, they take it on the chin, and we just have that next pitch mentality. We're going to do everything we can to play some good ball today.
You guys rely on the legs. You like to run the bases and run them well. You got to get on base. You guys are going to do that today. Talk about the strategy against this stingy South Lyon East team.
Yeah, like I said, man, they're going to be well coached and prepared and ready to go. So we got to do everything we can. Can't shoot ourselves in the foot. So yeah, we're going to be chaos on the base pass. Trying to take every 90 feet we can. We're going to try and lay some bunts down, get hit by pitches. Little things that might be a little unorthodox to some other teams. So we got to get on base and just throw strikes and let the defense play behind us. So we just got to do our fundamental ball and play with all energy like we've been doing all year so far.
Tyler, thanks for having us out. All the best today.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is, Tyler Troyer getting his team ready to take on South Lyon East. We'll have the start of this one right after this. The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
Chad Bush, Joey Yashinsky with you from Walled Lake Central, getting set for baseball. And the Vikings in the home whites have taken the mound with Central across the chest. We'll see South Lyon East in the up to bat first. And why don't we meet the starters for South Lyon East first before we tell you about the starting pitcher, Caden Buckley. Let's meet the Cougars under first-year head coach Chris Tandries. In his first year as the head coach, he was an assistant last year. He's coached with the Michigan Bulls. And his lineup looks like this. Drew Gorchak leads off. He's at second base. He's a junior. Jaden Saavedra, committed to Bowling Green. He's the catcher. And he is the two-hitter and their top player, one of the top players in the state, and arguably the top catcher in the state in the senior class. Gavin Warwick is the third baseman, batting third. Alex Warwick is the cleanup man in right. James Rose is the shortstop, batting fifth. Jackson Gokenauer is at first base, batting seventh. Brady Bush, no relation, is the DH for the center fielder, Will Blades. Will Noonan is batting eighth for himself. Thank you very much. They'll do the pitching. Dylan Gorchak, yes, the brother of the leadoff man, Drew. He's in left field. He's a sophomore, and that's the 9 for the Cougars of South Lyon East. And they will face the pitching of the left-hander, Caden Buckley. Joey, what should we know about Mr. Buckley?
Yeah, Buckley's going to be fun to watch. He's not your traditional hard-throwing guy that you'd see open a doubleheader here, but if you remember the southpaw for the Phillies, Terry Mulholland kind of gets by with some junk, changing speed, so he's not going to blow you away with heat. It's right there in the mid-70s, but a huge curveball that the coach let us know about 20-mile-per-hour difference, which you really don't hear of that. So that curve might be coming in about 50, so it's tough for hitters to get that adjustment down.
Yeah, nice variation. All right, we're set for baseball. It's Gorchak in the box, the right-handed hitter, and we're underway. The first pitch of the year taken by the Cougars. And we'll meet the defensive Vikings shortly enough. Lefty against righty. We're underway. 53 degrees and sunny in the Lakes area. Good to be back home. Strike called on the outside corner. That's the home plate umpire, Mike Wilner. Brian Creaky is the field umpire. 2 games today. That's that slow curve Joey spoke of earlier, and this time it's too low.
Yeah, I think generally a pretty good strike thrower from what we understand. So I don't think Buckley's going to be offering too many free passes, even 2-1. I think knowing that you want to be aggressive up there as a hitter.
Gorchak runs well, 3-sport athlete, football, and we saw him in basketball too. He's getting the prep hat trick today with all 3 sports in one season. 3-1 that counts as Pat the Stat back in that catbird seat. Evan Westfall is your executive producer. Buckley deals and it's too low, and he's walked the leadoff man, Drew Gorchek, to start this ball game. And here comes the ever-dangerous Bowling Green commit, Jaden Saavedra.
Yeah, excited to watch him. D1 commit, like you say, heading to the MAC, and really a very patient hitter. Drew a lot of walks last year. So you'll probably see him, I would think, want to take a strike in this at-bat after Buckley had a little bit of a tough time finding the zone against Gorchek.
Built well. Looks like the legs are not scared of the weight room. That's an off-speed pitch that's taken upstairs, and so far, Caden Buckley can't find the zone. It's been 5 pitches and 4 balls. Modest lead at first, not going, and Saavedra's tardy on the meatball down Oakley Park. Strike 1.
Yeah, pretty good pitch to hit. He knew that Buckley had to come after him. You don't want to fall behind too many hitters here to start. Couldn't quite catch up with it.
Chris Tandries, the head coach, will coach third. That one is lifted foul out of play in the Wooded Lakes area out here at Walled Lake Central. Lakes Valley Conference battle. First conference game of the year. 3 games under the belt for Walled Lake Central and Tyler Troyer. They're 0-3. Swept by Novi and lost to West Bloomfield. Gorchek edging off at first.
Always tough to run on a lefty. You got that vision right in front of you, so Buckley should do well to shut down the running game. We'll see with Saavedra. He's got power to all fields here. Not afraid to take the ball the other way.
Got some power to all fields. We'll see what he gets here on the 1-2. It's a lollipop breaker upstairs. There is some wind today. It appears to be blowing in. Shifting, maybe? It's blowing in now. Some sunshine just north of 50, and Saavedra goes down. Buckley comes right back with an eye-level heater and sits down Saavedra in his at-bat number 1.
Yeah, sometimes when you're sitting back just thinking breaking ball, which is the out pitch for Buckley, you can sneak something by him, even if it is 75, 78, not really ready for it.
So that'll bring up Wark, and Wark fouls it at the plate. This is Gavin Wark, guy who was called up last year late in the year for the playoffs.
You'd think we might see Gorchek. We know he's a lefty and Buckley's going to keep the running game there, but with that velocity, it's not. You'd like to run on that if you can.
No doubt. It's a freshman behind home plate as well in Sims. To further your point, that's a pitch that Mike Wilner didn't like. It was close.
Yeah, with this wind and these temps and the sun, I think you want to have the zone be a little bit expansive as the day goes on.
You ain't lying. Throw back to first, and Gorchek back safely. Does run well, a guard on the basketball team, a team that under Denny Butcher won the league. And had a fine season. That one is looped softly to second on one hop. It's scooped up. Throw to shortstop Malcheski, and they get the second out of the inning. So Gorchek is out, but it was a soft one hopper to Cam Railing, and he made a fine play, a composed play to Malcheski for out number 2.
Yeah, nice job by Railing. Really no man's land for Gorchek. There's nothing you can do. The ball is maybe going to be caught. It's maybe not. There's only one out. There's only so much you can do. But nice play by Railing. Stay composed. You know you're not getting 2. Just stay in front of it. Gobble it up. Get the force.
So 2 are out. Runner still at first, but that's Warwick now. Or excuse me, it's Warwick now batting. At first, it's Wark. Not to be confused, Wark and Warwick go back-to-back in the lineup. Could Chris Tandries at least put one dude in between?
Yeah.
There's a look at the wild pitch and the advancement. to second base by Wark.
Especially the first baseball broadcast of the year, kind of putting you to the test with the back-to-back pronunciations.
All right, come on, Tandries. Wark followed by Warwick. Ryder at second in scoring position now. That one is tapped at home plate again, and the rookie catcher, Colton Sims, with a lot of responsibility today. He talked about a soft-throwing pitcher, and then you combine that with a freshman catcher, and Sims is highly touted now.
Yeah, pretty lets you know what they think of him to have a freshman at such a critical part of the field.
Wark edges off at second. Buckley deals, and it's handled just fine. A sharp grounder back to the mound, and Caden Buckley was up for the challenge. The Energizer Bunny gets him out of the first. Nothing across, runner stranded. We're back for the bottom of the first from Commerce Township. Glad to be with you. We're the Prep.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here. Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Just underway, bottom of the first. He's Joey, my name is Chad, and we've got the lineup for Walled Lake Central. It looks like this under Tyler Troyer and the Vikings, who are 0-3 coming into this one. Nick Shaw in left field wearing number 14. Tyler Malcheski at shortstop. Caden Buckley, the pitcher, will bat third. Dylan Chestnut, the returning senior third-year guy at first base. The cleanup hitter, Cam Redding, is at second base batting fifth. Jay Seaver, the third baseman, batting sixth. Colton Sims, the freshman catcher, batting seventh. Carter Buckley is in right field, and batting ninth in center field is Justin Fenberg under Tyler Troyer, and they will face the pitching from the right-hander Will Noonan. Joey, tell us about Mr. Noonan.
Thank you very little. Going,
I love it.
Going to Adrian. So got some pedigree here. Going to pitch at the collegiate level, and just like Buckley, focuses on being a strike thrower. A lot of variety. Good fastball and another curve with pretty good break to it. So he'll mix it up against this Walled Lake Central lineup. We know he's a very good athlete on the mound. First team all-conference basketball player. So. Can do it all.
Yep, we saw him on Denny Butcher's club as well in a game that they won over Walled Lake Western, another LVC rival. All right, Nick Shaw leads things off. And Shaw looks at a firm fastball right down Oakley Park for a strike called. This is a 3-year, this is a guy whose brother graduated last year, Jack. And he didn't play much last year, Joey. He was banged up.
Yeah, back injury last year, and they missed him. So now as a junior, finally back in the lineup. They like him right at the top here. A lot of speed.
Drives one to left. This one fairly deep on the run, and it's beyond the center fielder. This is trouble. Back to get it against the wall is Will Blades, and it's a stand-up double for Nick Shaw, the left fielder.
Looked like something off speed. Nick Shaw did a very good job staying behind the ball. Drives it to the gap in left center. A little bit of a horizontal route instead of kind of taking that crossover, going back on that ball diagonally. But nice double. Leadoff man on second. Nice job by Shaw.
Yes, sir. And now it sets the stage for Tyler Malcheski, the talented shortstop. And one of the captains on this club, and has led them in hitting a year ago, many categories, most. That's driven deep to left. way back, and that is off the wall. And off the glove again of the center fielder Blades. That's going to score a run. Nick Shaw around third. He'll head home and stand up score. And the Vikings with back-to-back doubles to start this doubleheader.
Boy, they're making Will Blades earn his money out there in center. Back-to-back shots from Shaw and Malcheski, obviously seeing the ball well out of Noonan's hand. You know, Walled Lake Central came into this game 0 of 3, so you know they want to get off the schneid, and a very strong start, up 1 after just 2 hitters.
We talked about the wind blowing in, and I mean, there might have been some shift, but it still feels like that was not a wind-aided.
Might have been homers on a different day.
That's right. So here is Caden Buckley trying to help his cause. Buckley, a left-handed stick. And this is the guy. This is the leader of this culture and the culture they've set here under Tyler Troyer in his 3rd year.
It's always nice having a left-handed hitter 2 up in this situation with a man on second, nobody out. At worst, ground ball to second, you move the man to third. Be very nice, obviously, for the Vikings try and get up a pair here in the 1st.
Set by Noonan, swing and a miss. 1-0 Walled Lake Central. First inning of this double dip.
Boy, those balls were looks like they almost landed in the exact same spot, too.
It looked like
both doubles.
It really did. The ball path was identical. And the result, I believe, there was a chance for Blades to potentially get to both.
Yeah,
but
to both. Yeah.
Would have been
right.
plus plays, but it was close both times. That one's popped up. Saavedra off with the mask. He'll come back here, and that will get just beyond our tent.
Feels good having something overhead because I was in no position to make a play on that.
No, you were not. But I'm surprised you didn't bring your glove.
And you're a little banged up, obviously, so you weren't going anywhere.
Yeah, you can tell the viewers. I am on the 3-month DL.
Yep.
90-day. 2-2 the count. Yep. It's all good. It's good to have good friends and neighbors. So, Buckley trying to help himself out. Malcheski with good speed at second, dancing around, and that one's outside. Buckley, a 3-year player on varsity, and the guy that really gets a team going. And this is a moment that a guy who gets the team going really looks forward to.
Especially when you're the starting pitcher, too. You want to do it for yourself, so you want to help your own cause here as the guy on top of the mound.
Rose dancing around Malcheski. Good stop by Saavedra. You see the soft pause. But it is ball 4. And so that'll put Buckley on and bring up the big first baseman, Dylan Chestnut.
And they'll get a runner out there for the starting pitcher, so Buckley will come off. Sometimes I wonder on a base on balls when he's going to be extra ran for, pinch ran for, does he need to go down? I guess
he stayed out there.
Oh, he did stay out there.
He just needed to drop off his gear.
What did he have? Needed like an oven mitt or something like that? Okay.
A leg thing, I don't know.
All right.
But I thought he was going off, too.
These major league hitters now, when they draw a walk or get on base, it's like they're getting undressed. The amount of contraptions they have to remove from their body.
You need a bodyguard.
Everything.
The body
exactly.
gear. The new meaning of it. Here's Dylan Chestnut. He's the cleanup hitter. Dangerous bat. He squares to bunt. He can do that, too. And Saavedra with another silky, smooth stop. And the all-black clad Cougar uniform. The Bowling Green commit.
I think Noonan needs to kind of just focus on the hitter, maybe a little distracted by some of the shenanigans at second, base runner dancing off, really needs to focus on getting an out.
Squares to bunt again, pulls it back, there goes the runner, the throw is high and not in time. Malcheski swipes third and down to second goes Buckley, so second and third now with nobody out still, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, when we talked to Coach Troyer, as we see the double steal here, he said, we're going to do unconventional things on the bases. I would say a double steal with nobody out, with the pitcher having a hard time finding the zone, is a little bit unconventional, but they stole 16 bases in a doubleheader. So this team is going to run at all costs, and we've seen it already. big start here for the Vikings.
3-0 the count with runners at second and third, and make it a bases loaded walk now, and we're going to get Chris Tandries to come out, and we'll see if this is a conversation. Chris's dad is the pitching coach, and he is not here today.
Okay.
And he's a former Michigan Wolverine. Played on that team with Jim
Abbott and Mike Matheny, and yeah, I mean, very, very good staff. Anytime you can bring in a former Division I pitcher with that level of knowledge, so I'm sure missing him right now, this might be kind of the spot where he'd go out there as opposed to Chris Tandries. Maybe send Pops out there for this chat, but I think Noonan just needs to settle, maybe overthrowing a little bit. You know, first game of the year here for South Lyon East, so maybe a little overexcited, some jittery nerves a little bit. I mean, bases loaded, nobody out. You got to tell yourself, maybe they'll get one more across. Let's try and limit the damage as much as we can.
Shane Easter is also on staff for South Lyon East, the former Eastern Michigan Eagle. That pitch is low again, and so Noonan struggling with the strike zone. The batter is Cam Railing, the second baseman, after Chestnut walked. And so now it's been double, walk. And sometimes when you get tattered like that, it can make you a little gun shy, right, Joey?
Yeah, a little bit. I think you start to see the confidence maybe waver, but a nice 1-0 pitch there to get back in the count.
Off-speed strike called by Mike Wilner, so coming back nicely after throwing a series of balls is Will Noonan, trying to record his first out. Bases loaded, Chestnut at first, Buckley at second, Malcheski at third. Swing and a miss, came right back with 3 straight strikes to record out number 1 on a K against Railing.
Yeah, maybe it helps you a little bit too. You load the bases, suddenly you get to go back to the comforts of your windup. You know, where you like to be. You don't have to go out of the stretch on every pitch. And sure enough, came back with three nice pitches, recorded a big first out, a ground ball. You're potentially out of the inning, down just 1.
Big spot for Jay Seaver, the sophomore, who was on varsity last year. Played as a freshman on varsity and much improved in the offseason. The nerves are gone, and Tyler Troyer says this kid's ready to have a breakout year. Inside off-speed strike called, so Noonan evens the count. Bases loaded. 1 run already in. Back-to-back doubles to start the game by Shaw and Malcheski, the reason for the 1-0 lead. Swing and a miss, and this is a different Will Noonan all of a sudden.
Yeah, it looks like he's really found his groove here, going after hitters here on the back half of the order. If your Seaver really just want to try and put the ball in play, this tall grass out here, a ground ball probably still gets a run in, probably tough to double a guy off.
Malcheski at third edges off, and that is popped out of play. And that won't quite make the wooded area over there that I heard there's monsters in.
That's possible.
It happens. This Lakes area, I mean, you never know what's in those woods back there. Bases loaded, 1 run in. 1 out, 1-2 count. That gets past Saavedra. Into score comes Malcheski. Saavedra to the plate. Not in time. So a rare ball that gets past Saavedra. Not calling it a pass ball, but a pass ball, we'll call it for now, leads to run number 2.
And uncharacteristic. I mean, we've seen a number of pitches that are kind of wildly out of the zone that he's handled very comfortably in the first inning. That one obviously in the outer part of the plate, but potentially crossed up. We don't know, but not one that you would expect to get by Saavedra.
Seaver awaits Noonan, who's not ready yet. Runners in scoring position, and that is just low. So
these are things you kind of expect maybe in the first inning of your high school season. Even that pitch popping out of Saavedra's glove again. You know, it's your first time out. Obviously, guys have been practicing and working out, but it's different. You get into live game action. You need some game reps to kind of get that feel back again.
No doubt. 2-2 count, 2-0 game, 2 men on. And Saavedra this time eats some more dirt. And that's another walk. And that's the third walk of the inning now, and that'll bring up the freshman Colton Sims. Still just 1 out, and the bases now are reloaded in this lengthy bottom half of the first.
Yeah, bases loaded again. He kind of lost Seaver there, 1-2.
Yes, he did on the breaking ball in the dirt. This is Colton Sims, the batter, facing the right-hand pitcher Will Noonan, who gave up back-to-back hits to start. Has not given up a hit since, but he's walked 3 and struck out 1. That one's tapped to third. They're going to come home with it, and that's off the runner. And the runner will score. Into score comes Buckley. Right behind him is Chestnut. And the throw to the plate from Wark was off the base runner, Buckley. And Joey, positioning of the throw from third is always a challenge when you got a runner coming home.
Yeah, we'll see. I like the decision here, but you're right. Might have went off the helmet of the base runner. I thought that was the right play for Wark. It's a nice short throw once you come in on the ball. Would be a tough out at first. This way you get the lead runner, but like you say, not a great angle to throw from right behind the base runner. And Wall Lake Central's in business, up 4, still 2 men in scoring position. So big start here for the Vikings.
Just what the doctor ordered after the tough start to the year. And Tyler Troyer said, look, we're a connected group. We're going to stay together. I've seen the dedication that this team has put in the offseason, unlike any of the other 3 years. Runners at second and third, 4 runs in, 4-0 Wall Lake Central. And Saavedra lets one leak out again.
Well, catching it's not for the faint of heart. That's a tough job. You know, out in that crouch and bouncing around and diving after balls. You got to work hard back there.
You're telling me. As a former backstop. Caught several games out on this field. Back in the Little Leagues. But this is, that's popped up. He offered, and that's going to get on top of the concessions and roll behind us. This is Carter Buckley, the batter, the right fielder, and the brother of the 3-hitter and the pitcher, Caden Buckley.
And pretty aggressive there with 1 out. It looked like they had Seaver breaking from third on that pitch.
Yeah.
Going with a suicide squeeze with 1 out. And
missed that.
And I think that's what Troyer told us. Unconventional. They like playing small ball, bunting in different situations.
Pitch again in the dirt, and Saavedra's earning his money early, and he's going to take a courtesy walk in front and try to slow Noonan down. The walls are starting to close in on Noonan early in this game. Plenty of game left, though.
We'll see what Tandries is thinking if he puts another guy on potentially. I mean, just might not be the day for Noonan. We'll see how this batter materializes.
Rolled back to the pitcher. Noonan is going to come home with it. Saavedra will put the tag, and he's out. There was no force, so it needed to be a tag, and it was well executed this time from the pitcher Noonan to the catcher Saavedra for out number 2.
Yeah, heads-up play for Saavedra. Obviously knew the situation, second and third, knew that a tag had to be applied. Smart baseball. Keep it within 4 here. I imagine we'll see some running here from Buckley on first.
This is the 9-hitter, Justin Fenberg. He is the center fielder. Upright, right-handed stance against Noonan, and that pitch is, or the throw is to first, and we got a run down. Vikings trying to steal another, and the run will score before the eventual out. The Vikings steal another. And mission accomplished. And Carter Buckley at second got tied up just enough for the run to come home. It's 5-0 Wall Lake Central, Joey, explain what the heck went on in this play.
You know, everything went the way of the Vikings that inning, and I'm not sure if he necessarily wanted to get picked off and counting the rundown, but nice job by the runner on third. Once he saw that pickle materialize, burst home, and got to get home before the out's recorded. Did a good job of doing that.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll go back to the second inning at Wall Lake Central right after this. 5-0 Vikings with a big splash in inning number 1.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Chad and Joey back with you. Let's take a look at the Walled Lake Central defense as the Vikings take a 5-0 lead as we go to the top of the second. Sims, the freshman at home, catching, as you see him behind home plate. First base is Chestnut. It's Raylene at second, Malcheski at short, Seaver at third. And you see the outfield with Fenberg, Buckley, Carter, and Nick Shaw. So, work to do for South Lyon East, trailing by 5, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, kind of one of those innings where kind of anything that could go wrong did go wrong. You had a pass ball from your best player. You had a number of walks from a guy who traditionally throws a ton of strikes. Even the last play, obviously you get the out, but if you can get that out a little bit quicker, you don't let the guy score from third. First baseman even started that play kind of dropping the high throw from the pitcher. So just, it looked like the first inning of their season. That's how it happens sometimes, and they got some catching up to do.
All right, this is James Rose, the shortstop, the 5-hitter. To start things off, this is Caden Buckley back on the mound. Just underway, second inning. We'll have coverage of both games in this doubleheader today. So glad you're with us on the prep, our baseball opener and our spring sports opener. So much more to come, not only in baseball, but all the other sports are coming too. Lacrosse tomorrow. We'll be up at Grand Ledge. Evan Stockton on the call. That's a walk. Evan's going to fly solo. When you're Evan Stockton, you can just fly solo for just about any sport. And lacrosse is no exception. And so he'll have Holt at Grand Ledge in a lacrosse rival. It's a ranked Grand Ledge team that had the top lacrosse player in the state of Michigan last year. I digress. This is Jackson Gokenauer, the first baseman. Rose is on via the walk.
Yeah, we know Rose is a tough out. Did a good job starting the inning off with a walk. Both pitchers a little bit tough finding the zone early.
Gokenauer plays football as well. I believe tight end and linebacker. Popped up, second base. Raylene has it. And there's one out in the South Lyon East second inning.
See if Noonan can kind of do a little bit of damage on his own behalf. Gave up 5 in the opening frame. See if he can move Rose along, get a little traffic for the Cougars.
Pitch is low.
Kind of got that Mother's Day bat. A lot of times the big leaguers break out the pink bat on Mother's Day.
Noonan trying to help himself out. Yeah, how about it? He's a little early. That one's lined to right center. That's down. Rounding second, headed to third is Rose. And that's runners at the corners for the Cougars. On their first hit of the day, a rocket from the pitcher, Will Noonan.
You know, when we talked to Coach Tandries the other day, he wasn't quite sure how he was going to maneuver the bottom of his lineup, where the extra hitter would go. Would Noonan bat for himself? Noonan says, I need to be in the lineup, Coach. I'm hitting rockets to right center.
First hit for the Cougars in 2026 under their new regime. And first-year head coach Chris Tandries, who we covered at Wayne State his senior year for a game. And boy, was that a game to remember. This is Brady Bush. He is the DH. He's batting for the center fielder Blades. Runners at the corners. Cougars down 5. Good chance to try to get one back here against Buckley.
Yeah, I think important to remember offensively, which they've done a good job of this inning. You're not going to get 5 back with one swing. Keep moving guys along, base runners. Even if it's just a couple this inning, it'd be nice to cut into that lead.
You bet. Noonan at first, Rose at third. And now ahead is Brady Bush. Last year, the South Lyon East team 14-6, softly lined to second, throw to short, out recorded, but the run scores. And so it's now 5-1 on the RBI ground out for Brady Bush.
Yeah, did a good job. They obviously going the other way a little bit against Buckley here, but at worst, you got to get the run in. Nice solid fielding here from the Vikings. Be sure of one.
So here's Dylan Gorchek, the 9-hitter, the left fielder, and he grounds one to the busy second baseman. Handled easily, side retired. It's a ground out, but not before the Cougars get on the board. And they now are on the board officially at 5-1. Back with the bottom half of the second, and Walled Lake Central right after these.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Chad Bush, Joey Yashinsky back with you. South Lyon East defensively looks like this. Saavedra behind home plate, Noonan on the mound, Wark at third, Rose at short. That's Gorchek at second base. By the way, that's Gorchek, Drew, and Gokenauer at first, Warwick in right, Blades in center, and Dylan Gorchek in left. And Noonan back out there on the mound. And this is kind of that bounce back inning you look for if you're Chris Tandries out of your right-hander, Will Noonan.
Yeah, I think obviously after that kind of marathon bottom of the first, the defenders were out there for a long time. He managed to scratch one across, probably wanted a little more there, but pretty key here to get a shutdown inning, get your guys back in the dugout. We saw how hard Saavedra worked behind the plate in the first. And you still have the 9-hole hitter up. He was obviously up at bat. He's back up at bat after that kind of crazy pickle rundown play. So pretty key first out here if you're Noonan.
So this is Justin Fenberg, who was up batting when that rundown happened and the run scored. to end the bottom of the first. So Fenberg, the center fielder.
And Coach Troyer says they do like to bunt. The grass is nice and tall here, so we know that Fenberg can run, maybe the fastest guy on the team. Probably not in play here, 0-2.
No. Kind of that fourth outfielder on this team, and he stays alive here. Popped up. A chase by Gokenauer, but that's going to get over there. A fan from, well, where else? South Lyon takes that one home. I guess it could be from Novi. I think Novi is a part of the district.
Yeah.
Oh, 2. Noonan starting this inning, getting ahead. And that one is low. In fact, he started the first inning getting ahead, but he got behind because they were strikes, but they were belted for doubles.
Yeah.
That can make you a little gun shy.
Yeah, put a little bit of shake into his confidence.
That one is popped on the right field line. That's trouble, and that is dropped. Dropped in right field by Warwick. And that's going to be an error, although it's a forgivable one, as Warwick was staring into a bright sun coming from the west.
Yeah, I'm sure Noonan wanted that one. Needs a little help from the defense, but nice job by Fenberg putting the ball in play. And maybe a ball you want to backhand there. Obviously, it kind of went with the basket catch a little bit out in front of him, but might be more secure trying to backhand that ball.
So as you mentioned, a lot of speed, maybe the fastest guy in the team on at first, and he's the leadoff man of the inning. To the top of the lineup, to the leadoff man in the lineup is Nick Shaw. Shaw doubled in his first at bat and scored the game's first run.
Yeah, based on everything we've heard from the Vikings, I think they run at every opportunity. So I imagine it won't be long before Fenberg tries getting that 90 feet.
We have yet to see a steal attempt. Now, Saavedra is certainly a tough one to run on. And Noonan, an athletic, firm-throwing righty. So it's not the easiest of combos to run on.
We're running on a Division I catcher here. So.
But, hey, if you're Wall Lake Central, you want to stir things up. That's who you are. You're not scared. Double T isn't scared down there at third. Nick Shaw, the leadoff man, and there goes the runner, and there goes Noonan. On cue. Throw is low in the dirt. Good stop by Gokenauer. Throw to short, and he's safe.
Thought they had him.
After all of that, it is the Vikings on the base paths tearing things up and making things happen. Here's another look.
Well, we'll see. It was obviously a very tight call there. And you know what? I think an excellent call there by Brian Creaky, the base umpire. Ball probably beats him, but the throw just a tad high anytime that happens. That extra beat to bring the glove down. And good persistence from Fenberg. Never gave himself up, and he got himself to second somehow.
And a good slide, too, to get that leg in while keeping the chest back. Chris Tandries wanted an explanation from the base umpire, Brian Creaky. He got it, and here we go. 0-2 the count to Shaw, runner at second. Strike 3 called. Outside corner. Mike Wilner said so. And that is the second K of the game.
Yeah, nice heater there right on the outside part. Not much Shaw could do there, right on the black. Big out there. Didn't advance the runner. Keeps him at second.
And a tough guy to strike out in Malcheski as well. So that'll, or excuse me, here comes Malcheski. That one is popped to left. That's a base hit. That's going to score a run. Into score comes Fenberg. So Malcheski steps up and belts in another RBI. It's 6-1 Vikings on the Tyler Malcheski RBI single, his second RBI and his second hit of the game.
And I believe both at-bats from Malcheski, I think, first pitch swinging and hitting these lasers. So each time he comes up there ready to hit, And you see the aggressiveness there from Troyer as well. That ball was basically on the skin of the infield as Fenberg rounded third, but that's what he says. He says they play with chaos on the bases. They're living up to it.
Squares to bunt in the dirt. Saavedra kept it in front of him and avoided the backstop, but Malcheski, an instinctual runner, great IQ, and can really run. And as you mentioned, this is what Wall Lake Central wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, Troyer sort of got his, they used to call it Whitey ball with Whitey Herzog in the 80s with Vince Coleman and Lonnie Smith and Willie McGee and
the Cardinals.
Tommy Herr and Ozzie Smith, everybody could run, and I think he's trying to bring a little bit of that to Walled Lake.
Wonder if he could bring that old school AstroTurf here that the Cardinals used to
That's-
run on
that
at
would
Busch
help.
Stadium.
Just slap the ball and keep running, you know.
Oh, this is Caden Buckley, who walked his first time up and scored. Run in on the Malcheski RBI single to left. And Buckley trying to get something rolling. He's got Malcheski at second.
Yeah, we know Noonan, obviously, his reputation is as a very accurate strike-throwing pitcher. It just kind of hasn't been there for him today, getting behind in counts. And credit to the Vikings as well. I mean, the pitches can be out of the zone, but it's up to the hitters to be patient and take those pitches. They've done a really nice job offensively.
Dylan Chestnut comes up with 2 men on and 1 out and a run already in, and he's handcuffed by the Noonan fastball. 47 pitches now for the right-hander Will Noonan for South Lyon East. Malcheski at second, Buckley at first, and Noonan again challenges the big fella upstairs with high heat.
Yeah, Chestnut, good pitcher as well. Maybe one of the top pitchers on this staff. So we'll see what he can do here in the cleanup spot, big spot with 2 men on.
Fouled away. Runners were off and running. This is a very well-liked teammate in Dylan Chestnut, guy that brings a lot of positive vibes and energy to this team.
I give credit to Troyer. I've heard coaches in the past say, we're going to be aggressive, we run the base like crazy, and then you go watch. They kind of play a traditional game. These guys are living up to exactly the way he described that their style would be.
Chestnut skies it to left near the line, and that finds the other side of the fence. And 0-2 is where we stay.
A lot of pitches fouled off here too. Pretty pesky approach here from the Vikings. I'm sure frustrating Noonan. Anytime it's this cold, you'd like at bats to end quickly, you'd like innings to end quickly, and they haven't allowed that to happen.
This LVC battle. Vikings trying to add on to their 5-run lead.
Pat the Stat letting us know approaching 50 pitches already in just the second inning, so a lot of work already for Noonan.
One of the bonuses of having your first game today is that all of your arms are available.
Yep.
Today.
And they'll probably need them, based on how this is going. You don't expect Noonan to have too long an outing here.
Right.
First things first, he's got to figure out a way out of the second.
There goes the runner's double steal, throw down to third, and it's a good one, and he is out. A bullet by Saavedra as advertised, and Wark slapped it on him properly. Out at third, caught stealing.
What a play by Gavin Wark down there at third. I mean, obviously a dart from Saavedra, but a short hop and having to apply the tag. Really an excellent defensive play there by Gavin Wark. junior third baseman, just called up towards the end of last year, and really a fantastic play and a big out. Now one pitch gets him out of the inning. 2 out.
2 outs, 1-2. There is a runner that advanced to second. Noonan's pitch is just below. Chestnut is a hockey player as well. Several multi-sport athletes for the Vikings.
6'8". Wow, what is that on skates?
6'11". 7 foot with the afro.
Exactly, Fletch.
Swing and a miss. Noonan gets him and gets out of the inning. But 1 run in for the Vikings, who maintain that 5-run margin as we head to the top of the third. Back with more on Long Ball Live, the opener here on the Prep. Thanks for watching.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Tyler Troyer, the bench boss in his 3rd year, and was the JV assistant at Northville. And look, he's coached some summer ball as well. Northville High School grad, some great programs at Northville. He was part of a runner-up team in 2017. Went to U of M Dearborn, walked on, was a 5-year performer as a pitcher. And how about this? This guy's got more jobs than you can imagine, and at different locations. How cool. Novi High School, where he coaches freshman basketball, and he teaches there. Varsity football wide receiver coach at Northville, and then he's the varsity baseball coach here at Walled Lake Central. I mean, you got to wonder about Tyler Troyer's gear. Like, he's got to have like 3 sets of gear. He's got to, you got to be really organized. You see Tony Flood, one of his assistants as well. And it's a great staff for Walled Lake Central. They're young, energetic, and they really connect with their team.
Yeah, I think he told us if you look in his closet or his trunk, you'll see basically every color represented in the wardrobe, because he's got clothes from Novi, he's got clothes from Walled Lake Central, He's got all the gear. His allegiance is everywhere, but you know what? Wherever he needs to be, he's there. He goes from a workout to a game to a practice, and he's hustling. I think all these programs are lucky to have him.
No doubt. So this is the leadoff man, Drew Gorchak. Drew walked his first time up. 6-1, top of the third. Opener for South Lyon East. Game 4 for Walled Lake Central. Shot to center, and that is stung for a base hit. Second of the day for the Cougars, and Gorchak's on base for the second time today, and that's what a leadoff man does.
Yeah, a dart there from Gorchak. Great approach, line drive, stayed through the ball, right through the middle, and out to Fenberg. So, anytime you're down multiple runs, big 5-run cushion here, any big inning kind of needs to start with the leadoff guy getting on. So Gorchak does his job and brings up the powerful Saavedra.
So the leader starts things. And big cut and a miss. They went off speed and fooled Jaden, who's also a running back / slot back for Coach Jacob Topp and the Cougars football team, who we covered this past year.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to try and tackle him in the open field.
No, that one's grounded off his left foot. He's got a protector on it. That's the worst. You've got a protector for the foot, and it misses the protector.
Especially on a day like this,
Yeah.
Might have just caught him in the toe or something like that.
Yeah, man, that hurts. You lug that stuff around for a reason, and then when it doesn't work out for you.
He takes enough abuse when he's behind the plate. You really don't need to get further injury once you're up at the plate.
My man's been a busy boy. Good size lead for Gorchak, who can run. The set by Caden, and that's a good take on an off-speed pitch from Caden Buckley. 1-1 the count. Breezy day here in Commerce Township. 300 to right, 300 to left down the lines.
Nice patient at bat here from Saavedra. I'm sure Noonan saying, as much as they've been watching my pitches, not chasing anything, let's do the same. Make Buckley throw us some strikes.
This is a powerful right-handed bat and a guy that runs well and is always hustling. So that's a good combination. We'll see what Buckley does here in the 2-1 pitch. Gavin Wark is on deck.
See the scoreboard showing 2-2. We got Pat the stats telling us 3-2.
All right.
I'll go with Pat.
Let's see. Game Changers, the tiebreaker. Let's see what they got. Inside, he walked him. So the first two runners reach for the Cougars here in their third inning, in an inning that feels like they're going to have to make some money if they're going to compete in game one.
Yeah, I mean, you got the top of the lineup up here, down 5. Both guys did their job. Gorachek with the laser to center. Saavedra, a very disciplined at bat, down 1-2 in the count. Watches 3 close pitches go by, earns his way on.
Fielder's choice ground out the last time up, and this one's outside the zone as well for Caden Buckley, who again offers a few different pitches. 3-year player, a captain, unanimous captain, all conference guy, and he's trying to slow things down here in the third. Upstairs again in a very patient approach by Chris Tandries, a guy that was a very patient player when he donned the green and gold for Wayne State.
Yeah, I mean, as easy as it sounds, you're up 5, and you say, all you got to do is throw strikes. You just got to make them hit their way on. We got a big lead, but easier said than done. Still early in the season, and it's kind of a chilly day out. So both pitchers, even though they're control artists, tough time finding the zone, and big opportunity here with 2 on, nobody out. Third hitter up. This game could get interesting very quickly.
3 walks in the game for Buckley. He struck out 1. And he's given up 2 hits, 1 in each inning. 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Didn't give up 1 in the first.
We'll see the strength of the bullpens here from each team at some point if each pitcher kind of lets that pitch count continue to rise.
Gorchak at second. That's Drew. Saavedra at first. That's Jaden. This is Gavin Wark. W-A-R-K. And he drops one into left center field with a base hit over the head of Malcheski. Rounding third, headed home is Drew Gorchak, and he'll score on a dangerous slide on home plate. And the Cougars have their first 3 reach here in the third, and an RBI single for Gavin Wark.
Gavin Wark with a couple of very big plays in the last couple of frames. A great pick at third on the steal, kind of thwarted that inning. Now a big RBI single. We'll see here what happened at home plate.
Touched the plate and slid.
Kind of slid across the dish there.
Little slippery dish. Maybe some dish soap on the home plate dish. That'll bring up Alex Warwick, not to be confused with Gavin Wark.
Might need Wilner to take a dustbuster out to home plate, a la Leslie Nielsen at the end of Naked Gun. Enrico Palazzo. Most guys use the brush. He had a full-out vacuum.
Oh, I miss him.
The best.
So good. Saavedra at second, Wark at first. Warwick, the batter. That's a ground ball at the middle. Handled at second, but there's no play. Throw to first is not in time. It'll be an infield single for Alex Warwick. And the bases are now loaded, and the tying run is at first.
Yeah, anything you can do, we can do too. So they employ the running game a little bit here. That's probably an easy out at second if there's no movement. But because they were running on the pitch, suddenly that fielder's choice is off at second. Nice job to try and get the out at first, but good hustle by Warwick, and a lot of traffic here, nobody down.
Excuse me, tying run is now at home. Pitch is inside. Good job by the freshman Sims to stop it. And so, nobody out in this third inning. This looks like the Walled Lake Central second inning, or excuse me, first inning, where they put up 5. Swing and a miss and a little help on the Buckley heater that was upstairs. This is James Rose, the shortstop. He walked his first time up.
Kind of a David Eckstein type, a little bit undersized at 5'9", but a very good competitor in the box and in the field. Does a lot for the Cougars. Eckstein was the MVP of the World Series when the Tigers lost to the Cardinals, even though the real factor in that series was just the Tigers' pitchers' inability to throw to the bases.
You brought it up again. Justin Verlander had the toughest time with it. That one hits the plate. The catcher can't find it. Now he can. Colton Sims found it quick enough for Saavedra to retreat back to third.
You know what? I give a lot of credit there to Warwick and Warwick, because you see that ball popping behind some base runners. They say, I can get to the next base, but you got to make sure the guy in front of you is going. So Saavedra stayed at third, and they very disciplined stayed at their respective bases as well.
And your hitter has a 3-1 count, which helps. 3 men on, 3-1 count. Ground ball to second base, handled. They'll go to short for 1, relay to first, not in time. A run scores. Saavedra is in. The lead is cut in half, and it's an RBI ground out for James Rose.
Nice job by the Cougars, kind of clawing their way back into the game. Odd no slide at second there on a close play. I think we see here, tough to get double plays on traditional ground ball double play balls. The grass here is almost like a thicket. You kind of see the drop off from the grass to the infield dirt. So these balls are kind of slowly making their way through.
Here's Jackson Gokenauer, who popped out his last time up. This one is laced deep to left, way back and gone. Home run, Jackson Gokenauer. It's a 3-run shot, and we're tied at 6 here in the third. The big boy got one belled high, and he busts this thing out of here, and we've got a new ball game.
Boy, what an opener here for the Prep. Getting the baseball season started off strong. You see Gokenauer way back on that. Good hustle. I mean, he didn't know he got it, but that ball was about 20 feet beyond, almost near the gridiron out there, and suddenly it's 6-6. This looked like kind of a cakewalk for the Vikings, and South Lyon East, Chris Tandries, these guys are persistent.
No doubt. So a wild, wacky Wednesday already, and we're only 2.5 innings into this, 2 1/3.
First one to 15.
Oh, boy. So, Will Noonan feels a little better about this at bat after watching what happened right in front of him.
Yeah, he probably unlikely to have an L next to his name if he potentially might be done for the day, but they got him all the way off the hook.
No doubt. Noonan pops it up. He had a hit in his last at bat. He had the first hit of the game. Got a fine play in shallow center by the second baseman, Railing. And that's just the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Brady Bush.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of runs had been scored in this game via a fielder's choice here, a little single, some balls behind the catcher, ground balls, and now suddenly Gokenauer puts one well beyond left. It's kind of the first real thunder we've seen today.
Knotted up And this is the 9-hitter, Dylan Gorchek, the left fielder. Ground out his last time up. Leadoff man, his brother, Drew. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. This is Brady Bush. Got a little ahead of myself. That's Dylan in the on-deck circle. And Bush looks at a strike on the outside corner.
Obviously the big blow from Gokenauer, but a key at bat there was that 1-2 count to Saavedra early in the inning and somehow worked himself for a walk. And those are the kind of at bats you need. You're down 5 runs. Of course, you're going to need that big blow at some point, but those little at bats in between are just as important.
You bet. One and one the count. 4 runs in the inning.
Sometimes on a cold day, chilly temperatures, you'd think advantage defense, pitching. The hitters don't want to be up there and getting jammed, but we got 12 runs scored in just over 2 innings.
5 runs scored in the inning, my bad. Work with the RBI single, Rose with the RBI ground out, and the 3-run blow from Jackson with an X, Gokenauer. Double B Brady Bush with 2 outs and the base is clear. And he draws a walk. And we'll see how Tyler Troyer, you think you'd want to get him through the 3rd, Joey.
Yeah, let the next guy maybe start an inning fresh.
So now, here is Dylan Gorchek with his brother Drew in the on-deck circle. And it's a fastball that's a bit elevated. Chilly April day here in Metro Detroit, Oakland County, in the Lakes area. That one's fouled back.
Yeah, when we saw those opening doubles, you kind of commented on the wind, and we said, you know, maybe the ball's not going to quite get all the way out today based on, but then Gokenauer said, I'm a 6'3" tight end. You know, I'll put the ball where I want to, and there was no doubt about that.
It was a no-doubter to left center. That's a nice, soft breaking ball that, did he call that a strike?
Yes.
He did, okay.
Outer half.
I thought it was a strike. I just didn't know if he called it a strike. His sign was a bit confusing. He's called a nice game.
Yep, I like the zone, yeah.
Been very consistent. Popped up, out of play. This is Dylan Gorchek, the left fielder, who grounded out his last time up. Sophomore has the pleasure to play with his brother. And he's going to have the pleasure of wearing one to get on base for the first time in his varsity career. Runners at first and second now, and it sets the table for his older bro, Drew Gorchek. He wore it the right way,
Yeah,
didn't he,
kind
Joey?
of right off the meat or shoulder blade area. Doesn't seem to have rubbed it. Which I know is it's a big deal amongst your teammates. Everybody telling you not to do that.
I love it. Were you a don't rub it guy? Did you follow it?
To be honest, something hurts that much, I'd say give it a little love. I don't know if I subscribe to that tradition, but I'm not up there taking 78 off the back in the cold.
Right. So Bush is at second. Gorchek, Dylan is at first, and Gorchek, Drew is up. 5 runs in this Cougar 3rd inning. They match what the Vikings did in the bottom of the 1st with their fistful of runs.
Yeah, uncharacteristic by Buckley. Right around a 2 ERA last year. A lot of good control, and just kind of had a hard time commanding the zone at times.
63 pitches now for Buckley. 3-0 the count. Bush off a second, Gorchek off a first, and that is a bases loaded Cougar walk. So that'll set the stage for their Division I commit. Second, number 2 hitter, Jaden Saavedra, the catcher.
Might see a new pitcher here, Chad. We'll see what Troyer wants to do.
That will do it, and we'll pause while we get the pitching change. Timeout from Commerce Township. Tied at 6, nothing solved. We'll tell you all about the new right-handed pitcher, Malcheski, when we come back here on the Prep.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
The new hurler here for the Walled Lake Central Vikings. It's going to be Tyler Malcheski coming in from short. And Tyler Troyer talked to us about kind of the challenge it'll be for Malcheski playing such a high importance, high volume position this year and being the second most relied upon pitcher and getting pulled into the game probably earlier than he would have thought here in the 3rd inning and coming into a pretty difficult situation. Man on first, man on second, man on third in a tie 6-6 game with 2 outs. So kind of a fulcrum point here from the game. You know, you could get out of it. Now you got the hammer, you're tied, bottom 3, or a 2 or 3 run hit. Suddenly the game looks a lot different, especially against Saavedra. So really coming into the game at a critical point, but Malcheski's a senior. He's a guy who's been around the program for a long time, so you don't expect him to be fazed by the moment here.
We'll see. It's a tough matchup against Saavedra, and he fouls it back. Runners all across the bases. Bush at third, Gorchek, Dillon at second, and Gorchek Drew at first. 5 runs in the inning. We're tied at 6. That one has popped up. Shallow center field. Going back is the second baseman who makes the catch. And that gets the side retired, but not before 5 runs in the inning. And we have a new ball game here at Walled Lake Central, tied at 6. Back with more right after this.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Welcome back. Chad and Joey with you. New outlook for this one. What was once a 5-run lead for Walled Lake Central, entering the top of the 3rd, is now a tie game at 6, Joey. New perspective for both teams.
Yeah, good lesson in persistence and resilience from the South Lyon East team. And you know, maybe it was just the kind of the getting the beginning of the season nerves out of the way, and it's their first outing. Obviously, Central's played a few games already, and big 5-run inning there. 6-1 game suddenly becomes 6-6, and important that Noonan and the Cougars try and get a 0 here, keep that momentum in their dugout.
No doubt. We'll see how this bottom half of the third is handled. It looks like we do have a new pitcher in the ball game, and it's number 20, Dane Roslinski. So Dane Roslinski now into pitch.
Number 4, Cam Rayling.
And he will take over for Will Noonan. We'll get the rest of the changes. But this is an exciting right-handed arm in Dane Roslinski. And he and Saavedra will go over some signs. And for Wall Lake Central, they will lead things off with Cam Rayling, the second baseman who struck out in his first at-bat. Pitches upstairs. It's a good-sized right-handed arm in Dane Roslinski. He comes into a game at which Will Noonan started. And it looks to be a hotter fastball, Joey. And this is a guy, again, that has to get acclimated to a mound for the first time in 2026.
Yeah, and similarly for the offense, like you say, kind of coming in against a little more velocity. Now your approach has to change as an offense, get used to the ball coming in a little quicker. Obviously, they had good success against Noonan, putting up half dozen in just 2 innings.
Rayling, one of the captains of this team, kind of a gadget guy, as Tyler Troyer likes to say, which translates to guys like our era as a utility guy.
Utility is a typical, he's kind of carving out his own terminology there.
I like it. I'm stealing it.
Yeah.
Pitches upstairs, and that's a leadoff walk, and that's a boo-boo to start an inning. Bottom of the third. And so they'll put the leadoff man on, and Cam Rayling, a guy that can run very well. And so we'll see how Wall Lake Central handles it. Still a lot of game left, bottom of the third. And, Joey, that'll bring up Jace Seaver.
Yeah, if you're wondering why the game is 6-6 and we're in the third, it's really, you can kind of boil it down in some part to nobody's getting the leadoff man out. So there's been a lot of leadoff walks, some leadoff base hits, but when you don't get that first out, it makes it awful difficult to navigate the rest of the inning.
Pitches upstairs. Several other games going on around Metro Detroit. Brother Rice leads Dakota 9-4. Lakeland leads Walled Lake Northern 3-1. And South Lyon leads Milford 14-0.
Sounds like a football score.
Yeah, actually that is softball, I think. So noted.
That is table tennis. No, okay, softball.
No, that is softball on that side. Yep.
It's a lot of runs for softball.
It is. Cass Tech with a 6-0 lead over Detroit Western. Heartland with a 2-0 lead over Salem. And Grosse Pointe North with a 3-0 lead over Berkeley. Throw back to first, and they are nervous and concerned about the base runner, and they should be. This is a guy that can really run, and Rayling. Jay Seaver, the batter, big in the offseason workouts. He looks at a cutter on the inside corner for a strike.
Nice job by Roslinski, too. Kind of missed upstairs with a number of his first offerings. Leadoff walk, but nice fight back here to even the count, too.
Bay City Western leads Beale City 6-1. Pat the stats ears perked up there. Talk about Beale City. Foul back. That's his former rival, Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart. Don't worry, we would talk a lot about him. Just a little. It's a really good Brad Ancliffe coached Beale City team, and it's a really good coach McDonald team for Bay City Western. 2-2 pitch, and that got him. That got him. He'll wear it. And to first goes Jay Seaver. So the first two runners have reached against the right-handed pitching of Roslinski.
Yeah, just a tough time finding strikes here today from both units. Vikings and Cougars kind of getting behind in counts. A couple of hit batsmen here the last couple of frames, and anytime you do that, it just takes a hit or a homer and suddenly got a crooked number up on the board.
Squares to bunt, pulls it back. This is Colton Sims, the catcher.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough start. His first game at the varsity level earlier in the year. Now a little bit more comfortable. A big spot here with 2 on and nobody out.
Look back to second. Tied at 6 on this wild Wednesday. It's been a game that has seen 5 walks and 2 hit by pitches, make it 3 hit by pitches. That grazed him on the helmet. So Sims wore it upstairs. And so it's been 3 straight free passes as Roslinski has yet to find the zone in this game.
We'll see, they'll get a runner out there for him, but squaring around a bunt, and obviously a good place for the pitch to go if you're trying to make it difficult to bunt is kind of up and in, but not that far up and in. Difficult first 3 hitters for Dane Roslinski, in all sorts of trouble here with bags packed and nobody retired.
We'll step aside. There's a pitching change here at Walled Lake Central, tied at 6, bases juiced. A lot of responsibility on the other side of this timeout. You're watching Long Ball Live on the Prep.
Love Peace and Threads Design Bar, a unique new fashion experience in downtown Milford. Get ready to elevate your style by stepping foot in their design shop. Love Peace and Threads Design Bar offers specialized collections of custom apparel. They've got custom denim jackets and sweatshirts to dresses and hats, and they've got a variety of options to choose from. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece or you want to set a new fashion trend, their store has got you covered with endless customization options. But that's not all. Their design bar is also the perfect place for a fun and creative night out. And you can do a celebration, book a party, and bring the full experience. Gather your family or friends and design your own custom jacket, complete with patches and your own personal touches, and unleash your imagination and create something truly special with their hands-on design experience. Love Peace Threads Design Bar is more than just a store. It's a place where fashion meets creativity and community. The end. Follow the Prep on social media. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, and right here on our YouTube. And you can also be a part of our sponsorship team as well. Contact us today, info@theprepsports.com.
Gavin Wark is the new pitcher. He comes in from third base. Gokenauer moves from first to third. And Will Noonan goes to first base. But the headline of this, Joey, is that Wark is in. He's the third pitcher for South Lyon. And he comes in with the walls starting to close in on him before he throws pitch 1. The bases are juiced in a tied game. And he's got a big spot here.
Yeah, nobody out, too. I mean, he's been up to the task thus far today. Thwarted a big rally there in the bottom half of the second with an excellent pick on a throw from Saavedra. Big caught stealing, kind of stemmed the momentum of that inning. Then a big base hit in the following frame. So off to an excellent start here, Gavin Wark, and a huge job here. 3 base runners, nobody out. Wasn't Roslinski's day. Couldn't quite find the zone, and credit to Tandries, kind of realized that and made the move.
All right, so here it is. First pitch, it is a strike. This is the eight hitter Carter Buckley, the right fielder. He had a fielder's choice his last time up. Gavin Wark to the set. Swing and a miss. So quickly ahead, that's what the doctor ordered. And a couple of big heaters from Gavin.
Yeah, he gets way ahead here. A lot of opportunities, kind of throw whatever he wants here, see if he can get the young sophomore Buckley to chase something out of the zone.
Runner's edge off. Outside corner just missed. Fine frame job by Saavedra to no avail. 1-2.
Yeah, we know Troyer loves to bunt, but probably not quite the right situation here with force at all bags.
Swing and a miss. Got him with some help. An over-anxious Carter Buckley goes down.
Some high gas there. That's the advantage. You get ahead in the count. 0-2. There's a 1-2 pitch, and awful hard for a hitter to lay off pitches. You want to protect the plate, but that one up around the eyeballs.
First out of the inning, and now he'll have to deal with Justin Fenberg. So it's Nick Shaw at third, Seaver at second, and Sims at first.
I almost would rather see the middle infielders be in because it's so hard on this grass to get to, but the corners are in.
Pitch is low. It's Sharp who has come on to courtesy run at first base. The fast and athletic Cullen Sharp, the sophomore, whose father played at Walled Lake Central. Fine athlete, soccer, basketball, baseball. This is also a three-sport guy. Pitches upstairs. Fenberg, who was on base last time, in a big spot here, 3-0.
Pretty tough here for Warwick. You got to come with 3 strikes if you're going to not let Fenberg earn his way on.
And that misses, so that is a bases-loaded walk. In to score is Nick Shaw. 7-6, the Vikings kick the extra point and take the lead. It'll be an RBI,
No, I was going to. Gary Anderson. I was Viking, 7-6, extra point. I was trying to think of an old Viking kicker.
Sure. And fittingly, a Viking kicker, yeah. Was he a
Walsh.
Swede?
Norwegian? Yeah, I think Gary, or maybe, Morton. There was a Morton and Gary. Morton kicked at Michigan State.
Yeah. The one bar down low.
Yeah, exactly. And Gary famously, I think, was perfect in the 98 season and missed in the NFC Championship game against the Falcons and let Dan Reeves and company move on. But 7-6 here for these Vikings.
It's a good call. So let's go to the top of the lineup for Walled Lake Central, who now leads by 1. And this is Nick Shaw. So the inning started walk, hit by pitch, and then came back. There's a drive to center, fairly deep, on his horse, going back and making the catch in center field. How about it? That's Will Blades on the catch. Tagging and scoring is Seaver. And the Vikings get another. They lead 8-6. That's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Nick Shaw.
Nice swing from Gorachek, but a better play by Blades out in center. We obviously saw him all the way across the field in the first inning with those balls in the gap. Went back on that ball very nicely, and really a huge play in the scope of this game. We could be looking at 9 or 10-6 if he doesn't bring that one in.
For sure. This one's popped up, and that's going to get out of play. Nick Shaw with that RBI. This had been a team in Walled Lake Central that had struggled to score runs coming in, and the offense really was frozen in their first 3 games, losing 10-6 to Novi in the opener, 10-4, and then 11-1 to West Bloomfield in a 6-inning game. There go the runners, and that one's fouled away. This is Tyler Malcheski, the 2-hitter. Tyler has had a big day. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. And Tyler also is on the mound.
Yeah, got that big bases loaded out to get them out of trouble there in the last inning, and then they immediately take the lead right back. So the Viking offense kind of been unstoppable throughout the day today.
Double steal again, picked the right pitch. Saavedra didn't have a chance. It was in the dirt. And so advancing from second to third is Sims. Make that sharp. And Fenberg runs the second. So a lot of speed on the bases with 2 outs. And maybe the best hitter in Malcheski up. Will they play with him here? They will. Slow tapper, no man's land. Charging, throwing to first, and they got him. Fine play at second base by Drew Gorchak to record the final out, but not before 2 runs in for the Vikings, and they regain the lead 8-6. Back with more right after these.
Parents Changing Spaces is a locally owned, free senior living referral and placement service. They help families who have loved ones that can no longer independently care for themselves find a place to live. They work with families across Southeast Michigan to find all types of senior housing, including assisted living, memory care, and residential care homes. In addition, if your loved one is in need of some assistance but not yet ready to make a move, they can provide guidance and resources for in-care home givers, physical and occupational therapy, transportation, and much more. Parents Changing Spaces service is complimentary and of no charge to you. Give them a call today, 844-772-7368, to learn how they can help your family.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Chad and Joey back with you at Walled Lake Central High School and Viking Field. The Vikings 19-19-1 last year and 0-3 this year, trying to get one back. And they're going to do it with the senior, Mr. Chestnut, a 3-year varsity guy. What should we know, Joey, about Mr. Chestnut?
Yeah, I think we can see here the importance that Troyer is putting on getting that first win. He calls Chestnut the ace of the staff, and he's putting him in an 8-6 game in the 4th inning, so not maybe waiting to start him in game 2. He sees an opportunity here to get their first win of the year. Comes right with their ace.
Popped up. This is the guy who took over in relief in Wark, and he pops up to the second baseman. Cam Railing coming in to take charge. And that's the first out here in the 4th.
What do you think of that old baseball adage that we really saw perfectly there, that the pitcher, for whatever reason, is not allowed to catch? He was perfectly 6'8". He was in position. He could have had that ball.
I think it's okay, especially with a guy that can field and a first baseman. I think it's all right. But
they made the play, but I mean, I don't know. They called him off like
he's got the play.
You know,
if the guy can't,
they can fend for themselves a little bit.
I hear you on that. I think there's times they overkill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chestnut can reach into center field from that mound.
Chestnut plays first base. You know, he's not totally unaccustomed to catching a pop-up, so.
I'm with you on that.
Railing came with the lifeboat.
I got you, man. I got you. All right. This is who? This is Alex Warwick, the right fielder, and he grounds one sharply foul down the third base line. Warwick in this game has a single. He's the cleanup hitter in the lineup and trying to get something rolling with one out here in the fourth.
Short and sweet day, but an impactful day for Malcheski on the mound. He only came in for one hitter, but got out of that bases loaded jam, and now he's back at short.
Just a little cameo. There's a shot to short, and Malcheski backhands it. Throw to first, and they got him. Fine tag by Nick Shaw at first base. It was a fine play also by Malcheski, Joe.
Yeah, nice backhand there for Malcheski at short, and a little bit overcooks it to first, but you see the ability of Shaw, who played left field starting the game, but rises high for the catch. Nice tag, and you know, Troyer talks about kind of the versatility or gadgetry of these guys on his team, the ability to plug in at different places. So a great play from the left fielder turned first baseman Shaw there.
That'll bring up James Rose, the shortstop, who has walked and grounded out in this game.
Yeah, you forgive Malcheski a little bit there as well. I mean, that's a throw to a 6'8" first baseman that's where maybe at his belly, and now you come, there's a 5'9" target at first. That throw suddenly looks a lot different. So I don't know if it was that wild of a toss, but he changed the perspective, and at least Shaw got the job done.
Yeah, good point. Rose has been on base with a walk today. Chestnut gets him going fishing.
I mean, you think you're throwing to Richie Sexton, and suddenly it's Freddie Patek over at first base, and changes your outlook on things.
This is true. Big 6'8", Dylan Chestnut, who's been on base in this game on the offensive side, and there it is. Right back to him, throw to first, and he says, hey, that's not me over there. And the inning is over. So a quick inning. Is that a 1-2-3 inning?
Is that possible?
Our first of the day. That was just what we needed. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth. Thanks for watching Baseball on the Prep. Back with more after these.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Well, the Cougars are playing for the first time in 26. Good size school, 1,200. Co-ed public out of the LVC. Right around 500 last year. In fact, 500 in league play. Third in the LVC. Lost to Howell in the districts. And how about Caleb Gash, 23 grad. He's at Michigan State. And he played multiple sports. And, of course, his dad, Thane Gash, played 12 seasons in the NFL. And his older brother plays lacrosse. And, of course, he's got a brother headed to Michigan State, and another one that's undecided, one of the top-rated players in the state in football. So an athletic Caleb Gash, a notable alum. But look, South Lyon East under new regime. We'll get into Chris Tandries, their head coach, a little later, but this is a refreshing, right? When you get a new program, you've got some guys that know the system. Tandries was there last year. He coaches in the school, teaches in the school, So it looks like this program is on the rise, and it's not like they were in the ashes when Tandries took over.
Right, yeah, about right under 500 last year at 14 and 16. Like you say, the familiarity, anytime you have to bring in a new coach and you can kind of hire from within a guy that's familiar with the culture and the surrounding area. So I think these players enjoy suiting up for Tandries. Got a lot of local ties with the Heroics at Wayne State, both on the prep and not on the prep. But I think big things ahead for this program.
For sure. So it'll be 3-4-5, the heart of the lineup due up for the Vikings. Leading by 2, bottom of the 4th. On in relief is Wark. He's the third pitcher for South Lyon East. They started with Will Noonan. And would continue with Roslinski, who did not officially pitch an inning, but was hung with 2 earned runs. And then Wark now, who's gone a full inning, and he's walked 1 and struck 1 out.
Yeah, Wark did a nice job of settling down that inning. Obviously, bases loaded, nobody out from Roslinski, and just gave up a couple, kept the Cougars in the game.
Caden Buckley, who's been on base twice, both via the walk, trying to get on base for the 3rd time. No lead comfortable today. We're seeing early.
No, that 1-2-3 inning felt like something out of a Twilight. I mean, I wasn't used to that.
Strike 3 called. Inside corner, it backed up Buckley, and it's a punch out for the right-hander Wark.
Yeah, Wark working quickly. Nice job in the last inning here, starting out the 4th with a backwards K. Bringing a little bit of control and order back to the game after things were kind of going in every direction there for a couple innings.
Second strikeout for Wark. Noonan struck out 3. So with 1 out, that'll bring up Dylan Chestnut, who we saw on the mound. He walked his last time up. Sun shining in Commerce Township. This area is surrounded by a lot of lakes. We call it the lakes area for a reason. Upper Straits, Middle Straits, Lower Straits, Union Lake, Sylvan Lake. I mean, you could go on. Commerce Lake, Cooley Lake, Orchard Lake. I mean, you could go on and on and on. This area is just blessed with beauty. That's going to get over the dugout.
You could win like a local geography bee if it was kind of restricted to this area. You kind of have a lot of the monuments down, and I'd be confident in you.
Yeah, you're not too far away.
Right?
Your roots
Farmington
are in
Hills.
Farmington Hills. So we can talk about Marvelous Marvin's
Sure.
Museum in a moment.
Yeah, new location coming soon, I believe. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. It is. Chestnut awaits the pitch, and he got him. How about it? That's strike 2. Wark starting to take control of this game on the mound, and that's important for South Lyon East, down by 2. Strike 3 called. Saavedra dropped it and then dove to make the tag. And how about the athleticism of Saavedra? Chestnut's out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wark.
Wow, pretty interesting play there by Saavedra. Didn't want to take the easy route of just kind of making a easy throw down to first, and made sure to get Chestnut before he took off down the line.
Yes, sir. So, to the top of the lineup we go. Here's Nick Shaw.
That's some aggressive at-bat music there. That pitch was coming in with the tune still at max decibel level.
Yeah, well, Wark's got to back out and give some respect to the lyrics. Upstairs.
I'll have you know that at-bat music started major league level and college. I've seen T-ball games in the last couple years where the batter won't come up because they haven't quite aligned the iPhone and they haven't started playing the song yet. So I'll say it's out of control.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
You're not lying. Nick Shaw, the leadoff man, the left fielder, flew out, and it was a sac fly, RBI, his last time led off the game with a double and kick started the 5-run first inning for the Vikings, who lead it by 2. Strike called, and Wark has been the most effective Cougar thus far and has kept them around in it.
Yeah, may have taken each coaching staff a couple of different tries, but whether it's Malcheski or Chestnut or now Wark, we seem to have found some order here on the mound the last couple of guys.
Strike called again. Nick Shaw. What a big piece of this Viking puzzle. Inside, and he walked him. So, Shaw on base for the second time today. And that'll bring up Tyler Malcheski with 2 outs here in the 4th. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. That was Reiling. Sorry, guys. Got my 14 messed up. So Riley with a walk, his second walk of the day. And here's Jay Seaver, who's walked as well and has been hit by a pitch, trying to get on base for the 3rd time.
I think everybody's walked at some point today, if it's safe to say. Close to it.
You're not kidding. 7 walks and 2 hit by pitches. So yeah, that's a lot. And this is a Cougar staff that will tighten up. There goes the runner, delayed steal. Saavedra's throw down to second, and he is safe. Slid in under it. And that's a steal for Cam Railing. The throw was firm, but it was high, Joey.
Yeah, nice job by James Rose. I think he tried to sell it. He kind of took 3 or 4 steps toward his dugout, assuming the thumb was coming up for the 3rd out of the inning, but the right call. I think he slid in ahead of the tag. And another steal for Troyer's Chaos bunch out there.
Yeah. Seaver, the batter. Guy who was dedicated in the offseason, the workout room. 2 outs, 0-2 count. Runner at second. 2-run lead for the Vikings.
You saw the arm of Saavedra there, because I think that's a pretty healthy jump and a far way down the line already, and still makes it a pretty close play.
6 stolen bases today for Walled Lake Central. Inside, Saavedra keeps it right below him. Little help from that Cougar bench. Talking it up down there on that first base line.
Pretty big backstop here too, so you don't want to let anything get behind you.
Trying to have the first full frame that's been scoreless. Popped up to center. Circled by Gorchek and makes the catch for out number 3. So, no scoring in the inning or in the entire frame. Let's go to the 5th in a 2-run game in this LVC opening battle.
Love, Peace, and Threads Design Bar, a unique new fashion experience in downtown Milford. Get ready to elevate your style by stepping foot in their design shop. Love, Peace, and Threads Design Bar offers specialized collections of custom apparel. They've got custom denim jackets and sweatshirts to dresses and hats, and they've got a variety of options to choose from. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece or you want to set a new fashion trend, their store has got you covered with endless customization options. But that's not all. Their design bar is also the perfect place for a fun and creative night out. And you can do a celebration, book a party, and bring the full experience. Gather your family or friends and design your own custom jacket, complete with patches and your own personal touches, and unleash your imagination and create something truly special with their hands-on design experience. Love Peace Threads Design Bar is more than just a store. It's a place where fashion meets creativity and community. The end.
Lowering the shoulder.
swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Ah, yes, the Vikings. Division I, 1,100 students, public co-ed, part of the LVC. 17-17-1 last year, 12-12, dead 500. Lost to West Bloomfield in a heartbreaker, 5-4 in the districts, as we saw in the prep. And Justin Goltz, a guy that has been a big part of the new ABS system that's partnered with Major League Baseball to challenge balls and strikes. And he was a three-sport star here at Walled Lake Central. And that's an important piece of technology that we've seen already paying off in Major League Baseball. Do you like it?
You know what? I'm a traditionalist, so I kind of like the ability as a viewer, as a fan, to react in the moment. I like that immediacy, the finality of the moment. So if I see the umpire go up for a third strike, I like that to be a strikeout. To have to wait a beat, see. I'm also not convinced what is the actual strike zone. This isn't something in the ground like tennis or something like that in end zone in football. The strike zone,
subjective.
Of course, there's rules to it, but it's essentially a spot out of thin air. I think across the board, just trying to make everything so precise. I'm not sure it's necessarily needed, but I think that's where we are, and we'll see if it goes beyond. Right now, it's just challenge a couple pitches a game. I could see a world in a couple years where every pitch, the entire game, is governed by some kind of robot. You know, let's pump the brakes on AI. Let's let the human beings kind of do some of the things.
I hear you. Here's Jackson Gokenauer, who's had the big blow in this game, a 3-run home run. That was back in the third inning, a 5-run third inning, and it tied the game at 6. The Vikings have gone on to score 2 in the bottom of the third, and that's where we sit now. Chestnut's pitch is outside, and it's full count. Jackson Gokenauer, who has 2 hits and 3 RBIs in this game.
Yeah, the difference of late has been the leadoff man has been retired. We'll see if that continues here.
Chestnut deals, and it's popped up. And in foul territory, and that's going to get on the other side of the fence. Solid hustle over there by Nick Shaw, who's now at first. Or actually, Nick Shaw is at...
No, I think that was Shaw scaling the fence,
yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
At first,
yeah. Looked like Castro Nevis, the old... they call him Spider-Man, I think, every time he would want in Detroit or Indy, hop up on that fence.
How about the guy that stole 3 home runs in one game?
Oh, yeah, Joe Adell out in Anaheim. Pretty impressive, yeah. I think now that Mike Trout's advanced in age a little, maybe doing more DHing, so they got some of the young guys out there going to retrieve the balls.
Why not? Save those Trout legs.
Yeah.
Gokenauer awaits the Chestnut pitch, and it's popped up and out of play. So what a battle between the top power bat for the Cougars that's already homered and the top power arm in Chestnut, the #1 starter for this Viking club. And he walked him. So that'll bring up Noonan. And it's a whole different outlook after you get that first run around base via the walk.
Yeah, I mean, a huge at-bat there from Gokenauer, kind of been the hero here of the offense, along with a couple other guys here for the Cougars. But down too late, you really need that leadoff guy on. And he battled Chestnut the whole way, finally took an offering way upstairs and earned his way on.
This one is scheduled for 2. And we plan on playing 2, but it should be noted there are no lights. Pitch inside, and it did hit him. Noonan wears it, and the tying run is now at first here in the top of the 5th. And the Cougars starting to put some pressure as Noonan walks. And here comes Brady Bush.
I think that must have grazed him ever so slightly. I'm not sure that Wilner necessarily saw it right off the bat. But Noonan let him know that it did catch me right on the forearm, and in business, 2 on, nobody out again.
Gokenauer at second, Noonan at first. Brady Bush the batter. Strike called inside corner. South Lyon with 6 runs on 4 hits. They've had 6 walks. And they've had 2 fellas hit by pitch. So 8 total free passes to go with the 4 hits.
Bush didn't look entirely comfortable bunting that ball. Not a bad idea with 2 on, nobody out. Try and get tying runs both in the scoring position. The only problem is if you don't get it into the field of play, now you're kind of down in the count 0-2. Tough spot to be in against Chestnut.
Yeah. The big 6'8" Dylan Chestnut to the belt. Checks Gokenauer at second. Shot to center, hit firm. Fenberg is back and makes the catch. Tagging is Gokenauer, and the big fella hustles to third. And that is an important run. So advanced, it's a sac fly in the end with a runner advancing to third. Noonan stays put.
Yeah, good job by Gokenauer. Ball just kind of to the medium depth in center, but you recognize center fielder's catching that ball on his back foot. Really going to be almost impossible to throw you out at third. Kind of belly flopped his way into third. Looks to be okay.
It's a big body to belly flop on a firm surface.
Yeah.
So Noonan at first, Gokenauer at third. There's just 1 out. And here comes Dylan Gorchak. And we've got a little pickle here. Throw to first, runner at third. Can South Lyon East steal a run? No! Out at home! Gokenauer out. He thought he got under the tag, but the fire home was a good one, and he got him. We'll get another look. Here is the throw, but how about the awareness? Was that Malcheski with a fire?
Great job by Malcheski and the freshman catcher there, Sims. Tandry's obviously still discussing it. Very close play. Not sure you necessarily need to get that adventurous if you are the Cougars there. First and third, 1 out only. You're chasing 2. The man on first kind of matters. And, you know, we'll see there. Good shot there from the crew. Tough to see. Kind of got him maybe towards the posterior. Was the hand already in on the plate? But from an aggressiveness standpoint, maybe a little too much there.
Yeah.
But, you know, the bottom of the order's up. You want to try and make something happen.
Noonan back safely standing. And so the responsibility gets a little bit greater for the sophomore Dylan Gorchak with 2 outs now. He's representing the tying run.
I think it's just great defensive awareness from a senior in Malcheski. You know, a lot of guys might, not that it's even the wrong way to think, let's just make sure we get the out. You know, we're up 2. We can let that guy score. Now we're clear to bases. We'll get 2 outs. Obviously huge to get the lead runner and prevent a run, which is what he did. So an aggressive play by Malcheski, but one that you can make if you're confident in your arm.
Yeah.
And threw it really took a perfect throw.
And again, that high baseball IQ that he has and the instincts. That one's lined to left, hit firm, but hit right at the left fielder. And that is retired by Nick Shaw. So that'll do it for the top of the 5th. The Cougars threaten but do not score. Wall Lake Central coming up.
Parents Changing Spaces is a locally owned, free senior living referral and placement service. They help families who have loved ones that can no longer independently care for themselves find a place to live. They work with families across Southeast Michigan to find all types of senior housing, including assisted living, memory care, and residential care homes. In addition, if your loved one is in need of some assistance, but not yet ready to make a move, they can provide guidance and resources for in-care home givers, physical and occupational therapy, transportation, and much more. Parents Changing Spaces service is complimentary and of no charge to you. Give them a call today, 844-772-7368, to learn how they can help your family.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Welcome back. Chad and Joey with you as Walled Lake Central brings up to the plate Colton Sims.
Yeah, thing about that offensive set there from South Lyon East in the last inning, you know, when you have first and third there and one out or nobody out, a lot of times the defense, if they see a guy make a traditional steal of second, they might not want to even throw all the way down and let the guy come home. You don't really need to get that crazy jump to where you're leaving for second while the ball is still in the pitcher's hand. If you're just a way to beat for that ball to be delivered, a lot of teams aren't really throwing all the way down. They don't want to let that guy just come in. So just you want to have that discipline where do you need a huge jump when there's probably not or might not be a throw all the way through. You don't need to be that aggressive. So, but we saw it earlier in the game and it did work out for Walled Lake Central. So
It did, and so we'll see how these final couple of innings play out. Bottom of the fifth, Walled Lake Central by 2. In a game you just don't feel like the game's final runs have been scored. So this is Colton Sims, the 7-hitter. And the freshman who made that fine tag earlier for the out at home plate. That was a critical out. That was a run that was coming home to score.
yeah, would have made the game 8-7. A big play for the freshman, getting the throw from the senior Malcheski, and I mean that was an inning where the Cougars had first and second, nobody out, to come away with a goose egg. Pretty tough.
Line shot to left. That's a base hit. So a leadoff single for Sims, the freshman, and that's an important leadoff runner.
Boy, looking at 4 years of that type of production, the guy's obviously only going to become more polished and get better. Very impressive day thus far for Colton Sims, and as a runner come on for him, where 24 will come in the game and let Sims head back and get his gear back on.
Cullen Sharp now pinch running at first, or courtesy running, and then he's getting nosy. Savadra says, where are you going?
You get in there as an extra, pinch runner. You get a little excited. You want to make something happen.
What's wrong with that? So, Carter Buckley, the batter who has had a fielder's choice and struck out today.
Not a bad spot for a bunt here. Every run's important. You want to get a little more insurance. You got good speed at first.
Squares to bunt. It went off the mask of the home plate umpire, Mike Wilner. And Savadra will take his sweet time as a courtesy to make sure Wilner can shake off the cobwebs. 0-2 the count. And it's been a fine job in relief for Gavin Wark, who continues to throw strikes for the most part in this game.
Yeah, both staffs have done a nice job of settling down. Chestnut for Walled Lake and Wark here for South Lyon East.
Looks at it inside 1-2. Just 3 hits in this game for Walled Lake Central. That's it. Strike 3 called, throw to first, not in time, but it's another K for Gavin Wark, and that is his 4th.
Yeah, Wark's in a nice rhythm, painting the outside corner there. Nice attempt on the throw behind there from Saavedra. Good discipline from Sharp not to get too far.
So 4 strikeouts.
4 hits, I guess. 4 hits for 8 runs, which is a pretty strong ratio.
Yeah, it is. That one's rolled to third on the bunt. Throw to first. He is safe. So how about it? The legs of Fenberg, the fastest guy on the team, and they use him well here with a bunt single.
Boy, what a beautiful bunt by Fenberg. Actually, a great play defensively as well to make it that close.
Yeah.
But, you know, we talked to Troyer throughout the week. He said, we're going to bunt, and we're going to steal bases, and we're going to be very chaotic on the bases, and they've done all those things. They've taken his style and applied it here in a good position here for their first win of the season.
You bet. So runners on at first and second, and that'll bring up Nick Shaw, the leadoff man, who is has an RBI sac fly and is struck out.
Good speed on the bases. We'll see if they get them moving as well with Sharp and Fenberg out there. Anytime we've seen the Vikings with multiple men on base today, generally within the first couple pitches of an at bat, they're off to the races.
Yeah. Shaw, whose brother played last year here, Jack Shaw, now playing college baseball. Strike called outside corner. Shaw's the leader of this junior class, perhaps a future captain. Battled back from an injury last year. Didn't really get a chance to show what he has. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for Wark. And there's 2 outs.
Kind of a no-nonsense approach from Wark. And that, not mixing it out. You know, he doesn't need to come with the soft stuff. Sort of just bringing the smoke. See if he can catch up with it on a tricky day, and for the most part, haven't been able to.
But work's not done yet. You've got a tough one here in Tyler Malcheski, a guy who's got a couple of RBIs and a couple of hits in this game.
And Malcheski, as he's been doing, going after the first pitch, that's been his MO throughout the afternoon. And a good approach, a guy at the top of the order. He wants to make something happen. Got 2 guys on and going right after Wark.
Half of his team's hits. This one here could bust it open. Sunshiny day as we hover around 50 degrees as we've crossed the 6 o'clock hour.
Really like the game from Malcheski on both sides of the ball today. Been a impact player, double, hard hit single, an excellent defensive play, probably the biggest defensive play last inning in that rundown.
Yeah.
Cutting down the lead runner and preventing a run from crossing the plate.
Leader who attended the off-season workouts even during his basketball season. Just the kind of guy you want at the head of your program. Captain, number 2 pitcher as well on this team.
Got a big out in this game,
Yeah, it was a big out. Just a third of an inning, but it shut the door. Perhaps you'll see him in game 2 in relief. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2-run lead for the Vikings. There go the runners. Saavedra to third and no chance. No chance. Try to advance. Out at third is Sharp to end the inning. So, shutting the door after there was trouble. The Cougars get out of it with Gavin Wark and the great gun of Saavedra.
Love, Peace, and Threads Design Bar, a unique new fashion experience in downtown Milford. Get ready to elevate your style by stepping foot in their design shop. Love, Peace, and Threads Design Bar offers specialized collections of custom apparel. They've got custom denim jackets and sweatshirts to dresses and hats, and they've got a variety of options to choose from. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece or you want to set a new fashion trend, their store has got you covered with endless customization options. But that's not all. Their design bar is also the perfect place for a fun and creative night out. And you can do a celebration, book a party, and bring the full experience. Gather your family or friends and design your own custom jacket, complete with patches and your own personal touches, and unleash your imagination and create something truly special with their hands-on design experience. Love Peace Threads Design Bar is more than just a store. It's a place where fashion meets creativity and community. The end.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Dylan Chestnut back out for his 3rd inning of duty. He's come in and put up nothing but zeros. Just the 1 walk. If you want to be picky on his record, but Dylan's been fabulous, and he's in line to get the win.
Yeah, for a game in which the offense was dominating big innings almost every time out, Chestnut has really restored order, kept this game where it's at, 8-6, and just about 6 outs left to go for South Lyon East to try and turn this one around.
It won't be easy. It's the top of the lineup in Drew Gorchak, who's been on base twice. And Drew grounds one foul here. He's quickly behind 0-2. Walked in the first and singled his last time up back in the 3rd. Gorchak, Saavedra, and Wark. As the shadows start to cast a bit in front of home plate to make things a little trickier on the batters. Fouled back as Chestnut comes in, firing strikes, something the Vikings have been longing for.
Yeah, early in the game, I mean, it was walks aplenty on both sides, and, you know, credit to Troyer. Like we said, I think he saw the opportunity to turn that 0-3 into 1-3, and he went and got his best pitcher, brought him in from first base, and Chestnut has been stellar thus far.
Drew fouls it back and is given a fight here on opening night for the Cougars on the road.
Yeah, the peculiarities of high school baseball scheduling for one team to have played 3 times, the other not yet.
Brother Rice has played like 15 games. I mean, seriously. So, I mean, if you have turf.
Out of state or
no,
all here?
all
okay.
in state.
Yeah.
If you have a turf field, you play play every day. But yes, you're right. It is kind of odd. I think spring breaks for some schools and
condition of the fields.
Yeah. No, Orchard Lake St. Mary's had some issues with their field. It's just getting repaired. It'll be ready for the doubleheader we're calling next Wednesday. Catholic Central at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Inside corner, strike 3 called, and a fist pump from the right arm of Chestnut as he gets big out number 1.
That's been a tough out throughout the day. Drew Goracek at the top of the order. Chestnut got him looking, and see here, came with that big breaker. I don't blame Goracek, maybe a little bit up.
Yeah.
Not sure how much that broke down, but 2-strike approach, you obviously got to protect.
Gave him quite the battle. Here's Jaden Saavedra looking for his first hit in this game. He's been on base once with the walk.
A fabulous play by Saavedra to end the last inning. You're not sure, I guess live by the sword, die by the sword if you're the Vikings, but Malcheski up with 2 on, you kind of want to let him swing the bat, and they ran themselves out of that inning.
Strong two-way player for the Cougars. The top of that lineup, that number 2 spot. Saavedra looks at a bender that he didn't love. And with things getting late and a lot of game 1 left, our umpire knows the things that are close. That one's ripped a short, but right at Malcheski, who didn't have to move an inch. Hard hit, out, number 2.
Yeah, sometimes, obviously being a good defender, it means, having a good glove and having good range, but just as important is knowing where to be and putting yourself in the right position before the pitch. And Malcheski was exactly where he needed to be there.
So that'll bring up Wark. And he looks at a slide piece that dances over that inside corner for a strike. A single and an RBI in this game for Wark.
I think if you are hitters now, I think you do have to kind of recognize, like you said, Chad, the time of day and as the zone might change a little bit. And I think you have to make an adjustment, kind of open up your approach as a hitter.
Chris Tandry's down at that third base line coaching in the hoodie. The fine play. He's not just but 3 years removed from Wayne State, where he was an all GLIAC performer. Fouled back. It's been a pleasure to cover the Warriors on the prep the last several years, and Chris was a part of the first broadcast ever for the prep on Wayne State. There were some dramatics. We'll show it at some point.
Do you remember when they were the Tartars? Do you go back?
I played for them. Yeah, I remember. Okay, yeah, you're
I don't know. It's been a while since they were the Tartars.
Yes, I was once a Tartar. Here's the pitch, and that got, oh boy, swing and a miss, and
that was pretty flush.
Oh, got Mike Wilner square in the noggin. Ay. That was a miss by the catcher, Colton Sims. I think a clean miss.
Yeah.
And, Wilner's going to get a shot of water. I think you might want a shot of something else after that.
A little stronger shot of tartar sauce.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
What's that nickname? It wasn't related to the sauce for fish and chips? Or
no,
was it
Mongolian warrior.
Oh, okay.
A Tartar is a Mongolian warrior.
Gotcha.
As you go number 1 in the dictionary, sauce. 2 is Mongolian.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the second line. There's a ground ball to first. Nick Shaw has it and flips to Chestnut for the out. So, side retired. The Vikings need 3 outs, and they'll try to add to their 2-run cushion when we come back. Thanks for watching the Prep and Long Ball Live.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Chris Tandry's in his first year, was an assistant last year. He's been a part of the Michigan Bulls organization. He's a former Livonia Stevenson alum, like our Westfall boys, and played at Wayne State. He's a teacher in the school. And a fun fact, he did something special on the prep. Yep.
See that? Gone.
Swing
See
to
you, Bob.
right, high and deep, and this game is tied. A 2-run shot with 2 outs in the 9th. How about it? Tandries has done it all this year, and he continues to lead this club. Wow.
Wow. What a great swing right away. First pitch, fastball, jump right on.
There it was. Chris Tandries with a 2-out, 2-run home run to tie it against Ashland in the bottom of the 9th. As seen on the prep, Wayne State versus Ashland 3 years ago, and Wayne State would go on to win that game in extra innings. Chris Tandries is a baller. All GLIAC twice, and this is a guy that really played the game well for the great Ryan Kelly, the bench boss at Wayne State University. He's doing a fabulous job. He's got the boys ranked in the top 20. They just split with Grand Valley, who's ranked in the top 10, and Tandries is a big part of the Wayne State Warrior baseball team.
Yeah, I think it obviously helps, commanding a bunch of young guys here at the high school level, and they can see a guy that so recently was such a standout performer at the collegiate level. As we see there, I mean, he knew that ball was out immediately when he hit it. He was doing that Ken Griffey Jr. half walk down to first base, and makes it better that Wayne State won that game in extras.
That's it. Hit it right out of the Lodge Freeway.
Better to right than left there. You don't have to go over that monster.
Oh, the monster you don't want to mess with. Tandries knew to hit it to the pole field. Here's Tyler Malcheski. He'll lead things off for the Vikings, and perhaps what they hope is their final at bat. Couple of hits, couple of RBIs. Tyler Malcheski had a RBI double in the first, which started a 5-run first inning. And the lead not as comfortable now. It was a 5-0 Walled Lake Central lead, then a 5-1 game, then a 6-1 game, and then the 5-run top of the third for the Cougars that tied it at 6, followed by 2 runs in the bottom of the third, and we have not seen any runs in 2.5 frames after seeing nothing but runs in 3 straight frames.
Yeah, been pretty quiet for the last half of the game here. Nice athleticism as well shown in the last out of the last inning by Chestnut, going to cover first. Not an easy play.
Yep.
First baseman Shaw had to range to his right, and Chestnut, Malcheski took that one off the helmet, it looked like.
Yep. Took it right off the brim, and he's going to take his time to get down there, and that's concerning. I mean, there's been some guys getting hit in the head today.
A lot of hit batsmen and the umpire, and yeah.
But not just, but in the head.
Yeah, right. Not
like,
off the foot or the.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the leadoff man is on. And that'll bring up Buckley.
Yeah, whether it be with a line drive to the outfield or a ball off the dome, Malcheski really has just been on base all day and didn't seem entirely thrilled taking that one off the head there.
I don't know if he was more upset that he didn't get a chance to hit, or that if the fact he got hit.
Yep.
And part of it can be fear as well. Like, wow, oof,
yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah,
it happens quick.
Yeah, the helmet, okay, but it's obviously pretty close to the face or losing a couple teeth. So, no, it's not a sport for the faint of heart. Even though it's kind of a non-contact sport, it's still a scary sport to play sometimes.
Here's Buckley, and Buckley has walked twice in this game. 3-0 the count. He's perhaps going to walk a third time today, and he will. So the first 2 men on, and we're starting to see that Wark might be worked.
Yeah, kind of been laboring a little here. Put 2 on in the last inning, was kind of bailed out with Saavedra gunning down Sharp at third. Got him out of that one, but right back in trouble. 2 on, nobody out, and the imposing 6'8" Chestnut at the plate.
In at first is Noonan. Gokenauer comes in even with the bag, squaring to bunt, and that one's back to the backstop. Saavedra got a firm bounce, but not enough to get Malcheski, who hustles standing up down to third. So runners now advance, and the Vikings have something brewing with nobody out.
Yeah, like you said, I think we're seeing a little bit of the effects of the amount of pitches here from Warwick having to come in relief, and I'm sure Tandries would love for him to just finish it out, but he may have to find another arm potentially.
Infield is in now.
Yeah, as much as you'd like to limit the damage, in this case, if you're South Lyon East, you got to try and figure out a way to get out of this without any more crossing the plate.
So the cleanup man, Chestnut, who is struck out a couple of times in this game and walked once. Infield in. Malcheski at third, and the pitch is taken inside. 3-1. On deck is Cam Railing.
Warwick a little bit all over the zone here, whereas in the prior few innings he was kind of dialed in.
Yep, good speed on the bag. Swing and a miss to run it full with nobody out. Vikings trying to add on. They had a 5-0 lead, a 6-1 lead, and they saw it go away. But they're up 2 now and looking for more. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes, coming right back is Warwick, and that's a big first out.
Yeah, good battle from Warwick there. Down 3-1 and was able to fight back against his counterpart, Chestnut. Chestnut maybe looking to do a little too much. Fly ball there is fine. Maybe trying to hit one to Gokenauer territory.
So the day is over for Warwick. He fanned 6, and we'll get a new pitcher. We'll take a timeout. We're back with a new pitcher in just a moment. You're watching Long Ball Live. Come on back right after these.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
New pitcher on the mound, and Joey's going to tell us all about him.
Yeah, Gokenauer, we've obviously seen the damage he can do at the plate. The biggest hit of this game to this point, a 3-run bomb well over the fence in left center. Now tasked with trying to keep South Lyon East in this game, down 8-6, second and third and 1 out. So he does have a base to work with. Nothing wrong if you don't want to, if you happen to walk a guy here and you get forces at all bases, but tall order here for Gokenauer. If the Cougars are going to come back, kind of got to get out of this one unscathed.
Yep. Solid speed on the base paths as well to work with. Malcheski at third, Buckley at second. And so this is a big spot for Cam Railing, who has a couple of walks today. Squeeze play, and that's popped against the fence. And Malcheski was coming with a heap of heat behind him.
God, he had such a good jump, and with the long windup of Gokenauer, that if that ball wasn't contacted, there's a chance he would have had a straight steal of home.
You bet.
But again, Troyer living up to the credo of chaos, because they've really done that all day.
Infield is already in. It's Wark who's gone to third. They'll try it again, back to back. Tyler Troyer playing with house money here in the LVC opener.
Railing frustrated. I mean, you just have to get it down. Doesn't have to be a good bunt. Doesn't have to be a bunt for a hit. It just has to go into the field of play, but was unable to do so. And I don't think Troyer's going to do it here, but you never know.
Why not? The second baseman, Cam Railing. Captain. Guy that can play all over. And he's not bunting here, and he takes a fringe pitch that even in the late hour, Mike Wilner couldn't ring him up for. Railing was banged up last year, didn't really get a chance to prove all of his value. Plays second, short, catches, pitches, outfield. Another great stop by Saavedra. And the count evens at 2-2. Getting late in the game now.
Yeah, huge spot here for Railing. Need to at least get one in. And on the other side, Gokenauer obviously looking for that strikeout.
Malcheski at third. That one's tapped right back to the mound. Checks the runner at third. Throws to first. And a fine play by Gokenauer to look back Malcheski and make the composed play to first for out number 2.
Good play from Gokenauer. Not much that Malcheski can do there at third. Nice composure. Checks him back. Gets his man at first. And now you're an out away from... there's still a lot of work to do to come back 8-6 in the 7th, but sounds a lot better than 10-6.
Yep. Jace Seaver cuts and fouls it back into the glove of Saavedra for strike number 1. Malcheski at third. Buckley at second. The Vikings not feeling cozy enough with 2. With a 2-run lead, they want more.
Probably a tad frustrating there for Troyer, trying to employ the tactics that he loves with the movement and the chaos on the bases. Had a good plan for both those bunts, just couldn't get them down.
Popped up here, shallow center field. Coming in from center is Gorchek, and he makes the catch for the final out of this 6th inning. So the Cougars get out of it. First 2 men on, nobody out. And they'll have a chance.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Closing time for the Vikings, trying to get game number 1. This is game 1 of a 3-game series. They'll play game 2 immediately following this one. And then tomorrow at South Lyon East, they'll play game number 3 at 4 o'clock to wrap up the opening series of this conference play. And then on to take on Seaholm this weekend for South Lyon East. They'll have 2 games on Saturday at 11 and 1 o'clock against the Maples at beautiful Maple Field. So, here we go. This is 4, 5, 6. Warwick, Rose, and Gokenauer. And Gokenauer is the guy that has a 3-run home run in this game and tied it at 6. So this is an impactful part of the lineup for the Cougars.
Feels like that was a long time ago.
It was. It was.
They haven't really been able to get that much going against Chestnut. He's really stemmed the tide and prevented this Cougar offense from getting anything going.
He has yet to give up a hit in his 3 innings of work. 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and no hits. But right now, he is behind 3-0 to Alex Warwick, who has a single today. Three and 1.
Yeah, big spot here for the Vikings. Obviously 0-3 to start the year. Not where they want to be, but they'd love to secure this win.
Missed down low, so the leadoff man is on. The tying run comes to the plate here in the top of the 7th. James Rose, the batter. Second walk for Chestnut in his 3 innings of work.
Yeah, like you've mentioned, Chad, those leadoff walks, they just kind of have a dangerous feel about them. Not the way you want to start an inning. And up and in there against Rose, so we'll see if Chestnut, maybe similarly to Warwick, kind of the workload of the day. Tough day to pitch, might be getting to him a little bit as well. Troy are out to have a word.
Rose has had some success today. He had an RBI ground out. He has scored a couple of runs. And he's been on base a couple of times, once via the walk and once via the fielder's choice. So you got Gokenauer on deck. You know you got a big bat there. You've got some things to work with, but if you're Troyer, what are you saying to your pitcher?
Yeah, I think you want to make sure you really go after Rose here. You know, he's not a big bat like Gokenauer is next. So, you know, if you happen to face Gokenauer as a tying run with 1 out, okay. You'd rather not face Gokenauer as the go-ahead run with nobody out. So, really a key guy here. He needs to get Rose.
Warwick edges off a first, and it's another pitch out of the zone, and Chestnut trying to find it here in the top of the 7th, trying to close this thing out. Double play depth up the middle with Railing and Malcheski. The Vikings would love a roller here, but Rose wants nothing to do right now with the errant pitches coming in.
Yeah, not the guy you'd want up there either if you're Chestnut, because Rose is going to make you work. He's not an easy out. He'll make you throw strikes, and he's probably going to make Chestnut throw 3 in a row here.
High strike is called. Rose just licked his lips and said, okay.
You know, Rose is 5'9" in there. That's a generous strike, but
next one nearly nipped him. So the tying run is on, and the go-ahead run comes to the plate. And this man with 2 men on today has already done damage. He went deep to left center and put it on the JV field in what was a 5-run inning back in the 3rd. He tied the game at 6. Could he tie the game at 8 or take the lead 9-8? Jackson Gokenauer in at first, expecting the bunt. It is a good one. Over to field it, throw to first, and he is off the bag. Is he safe or out? He is out. Okay, couldn't see the call from here. Ooh, All right, so Gokenauer is out, but the runners advance to second and third. Tying run at second. Mission accomplished. Do you agree with that?
There's a lot going on in that play, and we'll see. It looks like Tandries wants to make sure that they had the angle. We'll see here if, you know what, tough to see. I think, I'm not sure that heel quite came back down, but I'm not sure about giving up and out with the guy with the biggest swing of the day, but credit also to this Vikings staff. They obviously knew that bunt was coming.
Yep.
They had Shaw standing about 10 feet from the biggest guy out here, which I wouldn't be entirely comfortable standing that close to Gokenauer with a 32-inch Easton in his hand.
All right, so here's Noonan, who started this game. He's got a chance, if he can get a base hit, to tie this game, a game that he's on the hook for. Popped up and fouled out of play. Actually, at this point, he would not be on the hook for it, but technically is the starting pitcher.
He gave up a lot of these. He's got some ownership in that.
He's got some ownership in it.
Part of those 8 runs are from him.
That's it. So Warwick at third, Rose at second. That one's grounded to first. In is Shaw, run scores, out recorded. 8-7 now. It's an RBI ground out for Noonan. And that'll leave things up to Brady Bush with the tying run at third with 2 outs. Top of the 7th.
How critical does that Malcheski seed home to get that runner in that double rundown?
Yep.
Pretty key play here in an 8-7 game.
Yep. Strike called. Bush 0 for 2 today. Does have an RBI on a walk, or on a sac fly rather. Swing and a miss, and Chestnut is 1 strike away from getting the Vikings' first win of the year in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Bush has to get that back going a little bit sooner. Chestnut really bringing the gas here in this critical moment.
Rose edges off a third. Pitch is outside to Brady Bush. Dylan Chestnut trying to end this ball game and hold on for dear life. Vikings have had a 5-run lead twice, but it's down to 1. Pitch low and a fine stop by the freshman backstop, Sims.
I think only appropriate the way this game has gone, the amount of offense that it potentially end with a rally and with another threat here in the 7th.
No doubt. Bush awaits the Chestnut pitch, and the fight continues and is alive and well in Commerce Township.
Yeah, you'd think, is he going to pull the string at some point, go with something, but really Chestnut for the most part just bringing it to you. If you can catch up to it, hats off to you, but easier said than done.
Pitch is low. That's that slider that's been tough today. And Bush lays off, and we're full. 3-2 in the on-deck circles. The center fielder, Dylan Gorchak, the 9-hitter. Half swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Mike Wilner says so. And Dylan Chestnut shuts the door and gives the Vikings the win in Game 1 and the first win of the year for Walled Lake Central.
What an exciting finish to the game. Chestnut goes upstairs. Bush, the half check. Did he go? It was a little too much. Wilner with the call, and Walled Lake Central gets their first victory of the season.
Vikings with the win. We'll have Game 2 on another link coming up shortly. Thanks for watching. Walled Lake Central with an 8-7 win over South Lyon East in the Lakes Valley Conference opener right here on the Prep.
you.